All right, what's up, guys? We are back with another episode of the Sports Brotherhood. Been quite a while since we've been chatting some football, but got Tanner Denver with me. Denver.
What's up? What's going
Chiefs
on?
fan in Denver. John Denver's full of
Yeah,
shit.
all day.
So, yeah, let's chat some football, shall we?
All right.
All right. So, your Chiefs, or the Chefs, as I like to call them, holy moly, old Snickers commercial. The Chefs, let's talk about that last game, man. I was watching it, as I know you were, and go up 14-0, and then that late field goal. What were you thinking on that? Like, what was it, 56 yards?
53.
53 in the, 10-degree weather?
I think wind chill was in the negatives. It was about 0.
And it was your former kicker.
Yep. Well,
Was that, like, did he usually crush 50-some yard bombs like that when he was with you guys?
not regularly, but I knew he had it in him, especially getting the second try. Like, don't ice him from that deep, and it's freezing. Just let him, he's cold and everything. Just let him kick the ball.
Yeah, that was my thought. It's like, okay, when it's that cold, you're usually not really worried about, like, because if you ice someone, and the funny part is it was so cold and he iced him, but when you ice him, you're like thinking, okay, let's get in their head and maybe he'll shank it wide. But when it's that cold, like, dude, forget shanking it. He's not even going to get it there, and he got an extra warm up kick. But I mean, there was what happened, because I didn't watch all of it from start to finish, but I saw the 2 touchdowns they had. They went up 14, and I was like, oh, this is just going to be a blowout. And then, like, what happened that they just kind of struggled? I know Tyreek Hill busted off that, what was it, 64-yarder?
68 yards. And that was his only touch on offense. So that,
What happened?
I don't know. They just got pretty conservative. They got down there a couple times and didn't score. Got stopped on the 1, which they should have challenged. I think the second down play, I think it would have been called a touchdown if they had challenged it.
Did Alex Smith throw a pick, I want to say, in the end zone?
Yeah, they were on the 4-yard line.
Okay.
So 2 times inside the 5 and no points. That was kind of the tail, I think, of the whole thing. They had 3 turnovers on defense and still lost. So.
Yeah, I remember they had one late, and I was like, okay, yeah, that'll probably do it. And I can't remember how Tennessee got the ball back. They were playing good defense all day, obviously, with the score. But that 4th down play, I think it was like 4th and 10 when he threw back shoulder to DeMarco Murray, like right near the pylon. Like, that was insane. Obviously, I know you hated that, but that was such a good play.
Mad because it was a perfect pass, and then to a running back, and he caught it. Like, I don't know.
That was
a backup linebacker in there covering DeMarco Murray. So
who's on him?
Ramik Wilson. He's like number 53. Young.
Was like DeMarco Murray. He's one of those players that I feel is totally overlooked as far as his receiving ability. But man, when he was in Dallas, like, he'd have like 50, 60 catches, and they didn't split him out wide too often. But he's damn good out of the backfield. But
yeah, he's definitely underrated out of the backfield.
What the Raiders played? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. I know they won. Who'd they play? The Chargers.
Yep.
So you guys had the early game. So you guys lose, go to, what are you, 12-3? What's your record now? 11-3?
10-4.
10-4. Okay. Raiders are 11-3 after they beat the Chargers. So since you guys swept them, I should say, rather, you would need them to lose. Again, you guys would need to win out in order to get that AFC West, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And New England's right now currently at the 1 seed. They're 12-2. So you guys have, you said it was Denver?
Denver this week on Christmas Day at Arrowhead, prime time. No chance for the Broncos. Sorry. Not even a chance. They're going to get eaten alive. That KCD's hungry. Broncos are falling apart, so
I hope the KC defense does work because I have them in the fantasy championship for like 300 some bucks on the line. So I hope they eat for sure.
always a good choice. Lots of interceptions, turnovers, possibly returns. So
Like that. Who do they got to close the season?
San Diego, in San Diego, so it'll be a warm one.
All right, but
And
still, San Diego's not that good. So
they're, I think
Raiders
they
have the
just found
Colts,
a
and
way
then they
to.
close with Denver.
Yep, Colts Denver.
I mean, I could. You guys definitely have the easier route because I think they're at Denver. I want to say to close the season. I'm not positive on that.
Yeah,
No.
Denver.
Okay, man. So yeah, that
Possible.
was that. That was just 2 weeks ago that you guys played on Thursday night, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that
The
was
Titans game was huge. Like if they KC should have won it and they'd still be the 2 seed, and then having this route out almost just
yeah.
give
And I mean,
up the 2 home games all postseason. Well, until if they play New England, but
I think KC could go into New England and because I mean they don't have Gronkowski.
mm-hmm.
I mean you're gonna put Peters on Edelman,
they
Bennett.
don't. They never shadow receivers with him.
Oh, he just stays on his side.
Mm-hmm. But Terrence Mitchell's been balling out the last 2 games.
He's not your other rookie, is he?
No, he's not a rookie.
Who's the other guy that you had that you or excuse me, my bad, not rookie, but he was a rookie last year with Peters. Was that him?
Gaines
Gaines, yes. Is he hurt?
and Steven Nelson. Gaines is like off and on hurt. He isn't playing a lot. So
Yeah, that sounds like what Sean Lee used to do. But all right, so yeah, I'm gonna say that you guys go ahead with the West, get a 2 seed.
you
Although the
think?
Raiders, man, when I've watched them the last 2 weeks, I think that what is it, the pinky or the thumb with Derek Carr?
Pink.
Pinky. He's not taking any snaps from under center,
Mm-mm.
and I think that absolutely killed them against you guys because they were running the ball pretty well with Latavius Murray, and who's huge. Obviously, they have the line for it, but I don't know. I feel like it kills their short yardage game when they have to line up shotgun or pistol and have another 3 yards, 2.5 yards for pistol, like 5 for shotgun. So
Yeah,
I don't know, but
not as downhill. They can't like power it in that well.
exactly. Do you think you guys are gonna catch them in the West? Honestly,
I think if Chiefs beat Denver, I think they will because I think Denver will beat Oakland.
pressure on them. All right, that's
'Cause
solid.
it's a division game, and like I feel like Kansas City and Denver just have Oakland's number. Like I'm never worried playing Oakland, even this year. As weird as that
But,
sounds,
yeah, all right. I guess
because Marty Schottenheimer said it best back in the day. You just play them tough and you stick around, and at some point they will give you the game in the fourth quarter, like all the time. So I just
Marty.
odds this year. They're beating everyone else. I don't know, but that's just how I feel.
Shoot, I mean, you want to talk about they're beating everyone else? Dallas and New York. I mean,
Yeah, same thing.
that and
Huge.
that's what's so crazy about, these 4 teams are arguably 4 of the 5 best teams in the league. I mean, obviously you have the Patriots, but I don't know right now that I would take anybody if it's not Dallas. I mean, I'd take New York over Seattle's hurt. I'd probably take New York over Seattle, man. Not in Seattle, but
Yeah,
they're
they're looking good though.
but that's what's crazy about division games, man, is it's like you can dominate the whole rest of the league because the Raiders, they've lost 2 to you times or twice to you guys, and then who's their other loss? I remember who it was off the top of my head, but it's just like, okay, obviously with Dallas, there's 2 losses, and those are both to the Giants. You guys have given Oakland 2 of their 3 losses, so it's just like 2. I mean, like I said, 4 of the best 5 teams fighting for Well, in Dallas's case, they're either going to be a 1 or a 5 seed, and then for you guys, either a 2 or a 5. So
Raiders lost to the Falcons. The other one. Falcons.
They did lose to them. Yep. I remember that game. That was in like October-ish. But so yeah, we kind of brought up the Giants and Cowboys, but 2 weeks ago when they gave them their second loss, that was kind of one of those games where I don't want to say I was freaking out, but I was just like, all right, if Dak cannot, because all they're doing is bringing pressure, playing man coverage, and keeping 2 safeties back, or they weren't even keeping 2 safeties back. That was the Bucs game. They're bringing everybody up, and it's just like Dak couldn't diagnose the blitz. He couldn't connect on the pass. And then last week he goes, or what was it?
32-36.
Yeah, 2 days ago, 32-36, the second highest completion percentage ever. So it's just like Jerry Jones admitted, he was just like, yeah, I kind of say those things about Romo to stir up some controversy. Like, what's he doing?
I just think the Giants had a good game plan again for it. And I was talking about this with a buddy. Just a younger quarterback, I feel like a little more susceptible to just throwing more stuff at them to get more confused. They haven't seen it, less experience. Just, throw a lot of stuff at them. If you can't handle it, keep doing it.
And I mean, really, he hasn't played like a rookie all year, but he's still a rookie. Like, it's not like he knows and they have the horses to do it. I mean, Olivier Vernon literally beat Tyron Smith one-on-one, and that just does not happen. Janoris Jenkins shut Des Bryant down one-on-one, and that just doesn't happen. So it's just like, and then you have Landon Collins that we were talking about him a second before we started, but like that dude's probably one of the best 5 safeties in the game, and it's his second year. And I mean, they put him in the box to contain Zeke, and then I don't know. I don't want to see the Giants in the playoffs. That's all I know.
I feel like Eli's playing the worst, or not playing the worst. He's like their weakest link right now.
Agreed.
But at any time he can turn it on because he's a Super Bowl MVP.
I mean, for all the talk that Dallas gets about like, oh, they're going back to the 90s, they got the run game, they have their triplets. The Giants are literally doing the exact same thing that they've done the 2 times they've won the Super Bowl in the last, 10 years. Rush passer with your front 4, drop everyone else back, and Eli somehow doesn't mess things up. I mean,
doesn't quite mess it up. Does something kind of crazy once in a while.
Yeah, both those Super Bowl wins, that David Tyree, and then he had like that 40-yard dime just right on the sideline to Plex go right over the shoulder. But I'll give him credit. But man, Beckham is I can't stand him. He was whining over Ezekiel Elliott not getting fined, and he's like, if that was me, it would have been a fine. I'm just saying, like, dude, he's always crying, like.
But I guess they had Burris when they did win the Super Bowl, but I feel like he's better than Plaxico. So.
Oh, Odell?
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. I hate Odell, but he's top 3, 5. I don't want to put him top 3 because I'm biased, but I'll definitely give him top 5.
I'd probably give him top 3. But
yeah, Julio, Antonio Brown, and Odell.
They got him over. He's the best receiver they had over any team they've had in the past 10 years, so they're even more deadly than they were.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I want to say the last time we did a football video, we were talking Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl. Is that, let's say you guys go on and get the 2 seed, we get the 1 seed. You would play, you get a bye, so say 3 and 6 play it. Obviously, everything's to be determined. We're jumping ahead, but I'm just trying to see if there's – I don't want to see the Giants in the playoffs, and as long as it's Seattle at Dallas, which is looking like it will be, I'll take Seattle at home. But I don't want to see Green Bay, and I don't want to see New York. The Falcons I'm fine with, but those 2 teams –
You can beat the Falcons.
Huh?
You can always beat the Falcons.
Yeah, they don't have like a winning a winning DNA. Like I know they put up yards and all that stuff, but it's just they're all flash. I don't trust them. But is there any teams that you don't want to see in the playoffs?
Pittsburgh at all. Yeah,
Okay.
matchup nightmare for Kansas City Steve with Antonio Brown playing man
What
coverage.
about why?
Le'Veon with DJ out.
What
What's up?
about why is Antonio Brown so bad? What you said they don't move around Marcus Peters, so they just match him up in the slot and have him go.
Slot or the other side, and it's just like scary if it's the slot guys on him because this is so good.
They played this year already, didn't they? And didn't he kill you guys in the slot?
Oh, they killed us everywhere. It was like 45-14. It was ridiculous.
So what is it about Pittsburgh that just you guys don't match up well with them?
Big Ben is smart enough. Like I think just knowing man coverage and you know where he has over the week, they can probably game plan exactly what they want to do because they Chiefs man up so often.
No,
And
isn't your guys' DC was it Bob Sutton?
Mhm.
Is he was a Rex Ryan guy, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I want to say he like was with him somewhere, maybe it was the Jets or something like that. But um, yeah, press man, 3-4, rush the passer. I mean,
I like it.
oh yeah,
It's tough.
absolutely.
You have to
That's
be smart quarterback and get the ball out quick. It's tough.
that's the one thing that I don't like about Dallas's defense is it's predicated on the other team making a mistake. So if you want to drive down the field, you know, and it takes you 10 players or whatever, and you can meticulously do that, great. But when you're playing in the playoffs and you're playing against, you know, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or Eli Manning, I hate to say it, but I mean, if they're hot and you're just dropping back, you know, not getting a pass rush with 4 and dropping, what, 7 into coverage, and they're just threading it, like, what are they going to do to stop that? So,
Mhm. I'd rather be aggressive.
oh, yeah, all day.
Safety, I feel like is like Peters. If he sees an opportunity, he goes for it. They're gonna rush the passer, which I'm confident with Ford and Houston now, because they can change games with they're both coming at you.
You guys, I mean, and you still have Tamba Elite. So do you guys rush 3? Do you guys have like a 4 D end pass rush?
It's really three. Houston pretty much plays the entire time, and well, those three cycle, but Ford and Houston play the most. Holly plays like maybe a little more than a third of the game.
Yeah, but is he like? Do they move him inside, like on pass rush situations and like the nickel and stuff?
If anyone, they'd move Houston in
All right.
because he can get a better push. I think.
You don't want to see Pittsburgh. What about New England? What are you?
I mean, I think the road goes through there. No one else is going to beat them.
But is that? I mean, with no Gronk, I mean, are they the same team? I mean, really?
Beat them now, besides Kansas City.
Wait, say that again. You cut out.
Who's going to beat them besides the Chiefs?
Um, I mean, it's Brady. I don't want to disrespect him, but man, like get in the playoffs and they're able because Gronk just changed everything. I mean, you had to bracket him. You had to take your best. Maybe if he wasn't a corner, but if he was, you know, a cover safety, somebody like Eric Berry, I'm sure would be matched up against him. And now you don't have that, and it's like, okay, they have Michael Floyd, who they just got. So I'm not saying he's going to make a big impact, but I could see he's got some talent. Obviously, they have Edelman. Deion Lewis out of the backfield. Martellus Bennett, who like
Yes, this is a big one.
Hogan.
Hogan.
Okay.
Don't forget about Blunt. He's leading the league in rushing touchdowns, I think.
Yep, that is true. Was he at like 15?
Yeah. He's playing really good, so.
Yeah, he's a beast. And that is one thing that I will give New England credit for is they just morph into whatever they need to do. If they need to pass the ball 50 times, they pass the ball 50 times. If they need to run it with Blunt and you just set the Patriots record, like you said, with 15 touchdowns. So, so Pittsburgh, New England, are those the main two? What if you had to go to Oakland? Is that something where you're like,
Not too worried about it. Their home field isn't that intimidating, like ever. I don't know. It's just it's just how it is for me. Past like 10 years, I don't know. I don't
But
buy it.
here's my devil's advocate to you. So 2007, when the Cowboys went 13-3, they swept the Giants and then played them in the playoffs. And they said the chances of one team winning all three matchups is like it's not slim to none, but it's not a great
Yeah,
odds.
a lot
So,
of wins to win in a row.
um,
That's a lot of wins to have in a row against one team.
and in your division where they just know you so well. But yeah, you won twice, and like you said, what was the one in Denver? What didn't that go down to the last end of the game?
Last play of the game.
Yep.
That was insane. That was there.
Oh. Wait, you were there in Oakland?
I thought you said in Denver.
No. The Raiders Chiefs in Oakland.
Oh, it was 26-10 Chiefs.
Okay, man. That was like early on, like 2, 3, 4, something like that?
Maybe like week 6.
Okay. But man, so yeah, Pittsburgh, New England, and then I got Green Bay, and which they're not even in yet, but I'm putting them in because Dallas is going to beat Detroit on Monday, and then Green Bay is going to beat Detroit to close it out. So I mean, they don't have a division lead, they don't have a wild card lead, although they might with Washington losing last night, which was
I don't know if they're in or not yet.
look at it. But let's move on to the Pro Bowl. So Pro Bowl rosters just got announced tonight. How many Chiefs did you guys have that made it? I know Tyreek Hill did.
4.
Where?
Yep, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Well, 1, I guess, special teams with Hill. They put him at return specialist.
So Houston was hurt most of the year. He didn't make it, did he?
Who?
Justin Houston, did he make it?
No.
Okay, so you said they had 5?
4.
Including Tyreek?
4.
So Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Marcus Peters?
Yep.
And D Ford?
Eric Berry.
Oh, duh. That was stupid. All right, that's solid.
This year.
Kelsey definitely earned it. Barry definitely earned it. Hill definitely earned it. If it wasn't for Zeke and Dak a little bit too, Tyreek Hill probably get the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, if he has a couple more touchdowns, he has 10 already.
He has 10?
Yeah.
That's insane. So he's got probably like 3 rushing, 2 returning, 3 returning.
2 rushing, 2 returning, 6 receiving.
1 touch, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
1 touch.
Don't touch the ball again. Man, that's brutal.
1 touch.
All right, so let's see. Dallas, they sent 5 as well, or no, yours was 4. They had their 3 All-Pro linemen, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, and then the 2 fantastic rookies, Dak and Zeke. So
One on D.
no one on D, which I'm glad you brought that up. Sean Lee got snubbed, man. Second most tackles in the league behind Bobby Wagner. For the amount of snaps, like the Dallas defense is never on the field just because the offense and ball control. I want to say the Dallas defense is like 25th in the league in total snaps, and Sean Lee's second in tackles. So it's like the dude just every single time they're on the field is just the guy. So I don't know. But it's that weird – they have a weird formula because they have pass rushers as your linebacker. So it's like, okay, am I going to pick – I want to say Vic Beasley made it over him. Thomas Davis made it over him, which –
Is he outside technically?
Is
Sean Lee technically outside linebacker?
Yeah, he used to be middle, and then they moved him to you know how they really don't, but you know how they run like the Tampa 2, like Rob Marinelli and all that? So they moved Sean Lee to the Derek Brooks position of outside linebacker just so they could, let him flow and run to the ball and all that. But as many injuries and stuff like that they've had all the linebackers playing all over. They've missed Hitchens, they've missed Durant. It's been all over. But Kind of off topic. Everybody thinks they run like a Tampa 2, and they really don't. They run a really good amount of man, and then they'll have some zones underneath.
Like Derek or Brandon Carr.
Oh my God, man. I thought he was so much better than he is. And I want to say you even said, like, yeah, he's not that good.
No.
Paid him like 55 million or something crazy like that. But
Kind of like Sean Smith.
yeah, isn't he struggling this year in Oakland?
Yep.
Yeah, so
over here in KC.
that's exactly like Sean Smith. I had my Pro Bowl rosters up. There we go. So AFC, I'm trying to see if there's anybody on here. Okay, here's an example. T.Y. Hilton. I haven't watched enough of the Colts games, and I know he's had some big games where it was, I want to say he was like close to 200 some yards, but I feel like he disappears way too often.
Who?
T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he goes off, and he's gone for a week or two.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Tanner Brown, obviously. Amari Cooper. Having Amari Cooper in a couple different fantasy leagues, he's really boom or bust. Like, if he's not getting those over the top 20, 30, 40-yard touchdowns, he kind of struggles.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Green, definitely. Offensive line in the AFC, Joe Thomas, Donald Penn, Taylor Loon from the Titans, Marshall Yanda, Osemele from the Raiders, DeCastro. Those are all solid. Travis Kelce, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Brady, Derek Carr, and Roethlisberger. I can't really think of anything better in the AFC.
Man.
Running back, I love that DeMarco Murray made it. I scooped him in fantasy, and just because of what he did with Dallas, and I was like, it was a terrible fit with Philly. Like, let's scoop him up, and I want to say he's like top 3, top 4 right now in rushing, which I didn't expect him to do that well. Let's see, defense, Khalil Mack. See, so they have Mack listed as a D end. I thought he was like a 3. Don't they run like a hybrid?
Yeah, I don't really know what to call it. It is a little bit of a hybrid.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. So they have him at end, and then they have Von Miller at outside linebacker. Cameron Wake, Jadeveon Clowney. All right, he's finally overcoming his little
whatever the
league now, like 3-4 years.
What?
Hasn't Jadeveon Clowney been in the league now like 3-4 years?
This is third year.
Third year? All right. First year he missed with injury, and then wasn't he hurt most of last year too?
Not really. He played some.
All right.
Now he's turning it up. You know, I want to talk about David Irving for your Cowboys.
Yes, gladly. Iowa State.
He was on Kansas City's roster for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. And they scooped him last year. He was a rookie last year, and I want to say he got kicked off Iowa State for like domestic violence stuff, and then went to Kansas City's practice squad just because of the red flag thing. And then, yeah, but he only plays like, they talked about it last night on TV, but he only plays like 20, 25% of the snaps just because Marinelli uses his rush rotation. But, dude, like,
he's killing it last year.
And that stuff, like, I don't want to say it's not a fluke because obviously we need to see more of it, but it's not like he was just, it's not like the other team was doing anything like, he didn't get out of his stance or anything like that. Like, he was just out physicaling them, putting his forearm into him, shoving him off, and then
I saw there was like 3 plays in a row where he disrupted the play, and I was like, how did this guy not get on the real squad for Kansas City? He was tearing it up, and he has been for a little bit.
You guys are just loaded in the front 7, I guess. But yeah, the Bucks had 5. I'm pretty sure this is accurate. I'm not positive. You guys can look it up, but I want to say the Bucks had 5 yards of offense in the fourth quarter, and I would say that most of that is because of David Irving. He got that tip. He had like 2.5 sacks. So that was as bad as the Cowboys. Well, they're not bad on defense. They rank good in like points per game, but their pass rush and turnovers is just god awful. If he can just do half of that every game, and we have Randy Gregory coming back finally, until he gets suspended yet again.
Yeah.
We'll have Irving, Gregory, Jamarcus Lawrence was hurt last game. Like, I don't know. I've been down on the defense all year, but maybe they put a little playoff run together.
The offense can just control the ball so well. It doesn't really. They can play.
I mean, hopefully they've only put together in the last 3 games. They've only put together 3 legit touchdown drives because the other touchdown in the Bucs game was on they fumbled on like the 7-yard line. So
Still ran for like 100 yards though, didn't he?
absolutely. But they, he had those 2 missed field goals, and
Yeah, you guys kicked 6 field goals?
yeah, he missed against the Giants. He missed a 50-some yarder. Against the Bucs, he missed that 50 long one. So I'm not worried about the offense. I don't want to come off like I'm panicking, like, oh, they're not scoring 30 a game. But I don't know. Like we said, they're both rookies, and it's something to where they just don't seem to have that same, rhythm. But they can get it back. Not too bad. So NFC ones, and then we'll wrap this up. But Julio, obviously. Odell, obviously. Mike Evans, obviously. Larry Fitzgerald, he's kind of fallen off, but I'm glad to see him there. I have him in fantasy too, and he started off on fire in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago in the playoffs, he did nothing. Offensive tackle, Tyron Smith, Trent Williams, Jason Peters. Okay, so pretty much the NFC East. Guard, Zach Martin, Brandon Sheriff, the NFC East. TJ Lang, Frederick for center, Alex Mack, the Falcons. Greg Olsen, Jordan Reed. That's fitting. Gronk's been hurt most of the year. Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott. As much flack as Aaron Rodgers has gotten this year, his numbers are insane.
Yeah.
He's gotten so much flack. Zeke, David Johnson.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, you and I.
Freeman. Man, they only took 3 running backs. Colbert was the fullback. Everton Griffin, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett. That's a good.
Yeah.
The end. Aaron Donald, McCoy, Fletcher Cox. Yeah, the major issue is just Sean Lee, but I don't know where you'd really put him because Vic Beasley has a good amount of sacks. Ryan Kerrigan does. Thomas Davis is a beast. Corners, man. Janoris Jenkins, he earned it. Pat Peterson, Sherman, Xavier Rhodes. Yeah, this is, man, the Giants and Vikings. So Vikings sent Xavier Rhodes and Harrison Smith, and the Giants sent Janoris Jenkins and Landon Collins. And not coincidentally, the Cowboys offense looked exactly the same against those 2 teams that pretty much played them the same thing and said, all right, Dak, beat us over the top. We're going to play press man, rush 4. And so maybe that's his kryptonite. Maybe it's not so much like what they're going to do to scheme. Maybe it's just having really goddamn good players to get in their face.
Oh, helps.
That does always help. Coaches coach, players play. So, all right. Well, that was good. Good football video. Like I said, I think it's been months, so we'll have to try to jump back on here and get a couple more of the crew. But
For sure.
All right. Well, until next time. See you guys.